There we go. Let me get the iPad set up. Come on, YouTube. Let me do a sound check. Sound check. There we go. Hey, Kelly. Just doing a sound check over here on the iPad. Hey, Rita Close, how are you? Let's give it a few just to get some people in here. I'm going to recap everything that I have today pretty quickly because today is the biggest day in Hollywood. It's Oscar night. That's about 5-6 minutes from my house, so I may watch the beginning and the end. And then do other stuff in between. Oh, I'm glad you're good, Rita. How are you, Kelly? The trick for me is to get notified of these is to be on my phone. Okay. You ought to do an Oscars watch party. Yeah, I'm not that familiar with the current movies. It's been a while since I've been able to go to the movies. Luckily, I renewed my Netflix just for 1 month so I could see my friend's granddaughter's very popular TV series and then also watch some more Stranger Things. It's very quiet. Too bad I don't have errands to run today because it's other than Christmas Day, it's the easiest day to drive in LA. Because it's just like quiet. The popular show that I mentioned. Oh, it's called Free Bert with Bert Kreischer. And check out the little girl that plays Isla. She's so lovely. And I'm proud to say I have the honor to know her before she's becoming mega famous, I hope. Yeah, she's just like, it's incredible. 6 episodes. It's incredible. Well, we got 6 people. And one of those people, I think, is my iPad. Let's give it a few more. Those red hearts, that'll definitely help. Comments will help. Lady Bee Dancer. It's called Free, like Free, Bert, Bert, and it's on Netflix. It came out January 22nd. And I saw all 6 episodes twice in one day because I was so mind blown and I was so proud of little Lilu. Her grandma's a friend of mine. It was fantastic. Oh, look who's back. Where you been, Pink? Hey, Kelly, can you do your job here on, can you do your mod job right now? If you didn't see that. Missed you, Pink. Let me go take care of it. Pink is cracking me up. That's too funny. I can't wait till I'm remonetized. And the current watch hour time for the last 365 days, I know it sucks, but it's 2,777. Thank you, Kelly. Wow, he got a double timeout. Could be a girl, but I think it's a guy. I'll have to do some research. Doesn't bother me at all. It's just it's so funny. I just don't want to be distracted in the chat because we're talking about something very serious here. This is rally roots. Obviously, he's not informed enough as to what this means and what it really means to me because Ryan, Allie, and Callie sent that to me while I was in chemo. So I had my winter rally roots cap and I had my summer rally roots cap. And everybody in chemo was like, "Oh, I love your beanie. I love your hat." So thank you, Ryan, Allie, and Callie. Okay, we're almost there. We're at 9. We got to get it up just a little bit here. Get the count up, the viewer count. Kelly, I'm going to give it a try today. Thank you. Oh, I don't see her yet. Is everybody on their way to an Oscar party? Is that it? Or are people just sick and tired of hearing about this case? But, we can't be. It is. One more. Let's get one more, and then let's get it going. Keep hitting those red hearts. Keep hitting the thumbs up. Every time we get a few more, then we lose a couple. If you're watching on the replay, you better fast forward through the first 7 minutes of this. A lot of people watch on the replay now. Oh, yeah, and speaking of that, Kelly, I'm going to talk about something that happened 2 days ago in just a moment. But I want more people to come in so that I don't have to repeat myself. Is the mic good today? People dropping out. They're like, "Hey, lady, you're taking too long to start." Right said Fred. Sometimes modern day events remind me of old song lyrics. Where are my people? Yeah, the views have been really down this week. And I'm not anywhere near the 4,000 hours. Back in the day before I got monetized the first time, which was very brief, you could semi-monetize at 3,000, but I don't see that on my back end that I can do that again. And that basically means at 3,000, I may be able to enable the super thanks button, but I'm not seeing that on my end. And I'm only at 2777. And the last week, the views have tanked, and they're about 5 days behind on calculating. And then they, the last day of the 365 days drops off when the new day posts. Hey, Ibrahim, how you doing? Well, it looks like we're not going to have many people here, and nobody's going to want to watch. Hey, there we go. 10. Okay. Thank you, 10. Let me just go through this as quick as possible so I can turn on my Oscar coverage. Today is day 42 of the Nancy Guthrie case. I do have my notes, so if I look away, I'm referring to my notes. It's because I got so many thoughts here. It's the beginning of week number 7. Let's see. Okay. Let me just do some housekeeping really quick. We've already had to put Pink in a timeout. The live from Friday the 13th of this March had some issues. They weren't glitches, but there were some issues. I always rewatch these videos 1 or 2 times after the fact, and I went, oops, I made a mistake twice. So I've had to privatize that video. If you guys are trying to access it on a replay, you're not going to be able to see it. So I will have to recap some of what was said on that video without doing the whole thing over. Guthrie, Eurasia Blue Savannah, somewhere across the desert, sometime in the early hours. Okay. What we talked about on Friday the 13th is I just wanted to do a recap on a story that Brian Itten put out. He was in an interview with a retired FBI agent. 17 people. Give me the thumbs up. He said he didn't know why he hadn't heard the story before, but just to make a really quick recap, since nobody can rewatch that video, an elderly woman in Nancy's neighborhood was approached by two FBI agents, a man and a woman. They came to her door. I don't know if they ID'd themselves. I don't know if they had a search warrant, but they went in and searched her house and her garage. And then as they exited, they asked if she happened to have a pacemaker, which she did. Well, after that visit, she felt like they were kind of sus and maybe they weren't who they said they were. And her sister and her friends who lived nearby were like, oh, you should call 911. So she did. The police came out and said, no, those weren't FBI agents. They then sent a CSI truck out. You know, they searched her house, fingerprinted everything for like 4 hours, left, just to call her back the next day to say, oops, those were FBI agents. So that's what we talked about on the last live, which was Friday, March the 13th. That poor woman. I can't imagine the stress of her having to go to bed alone because I think she lives alone. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm like 90% sure on that. You know, an elderly woman with a pacemaker living alone, very similar, very reminiscent to Nancy's situation. And she thinks these two strangers have come into her house. Just awful. Yeah, it is awful, Kelly. Now that we put December 13th, or December 13th, why did I say that? March 13th behind us, let me tell you the latest on the Nancy Guthrie missing persons case. Yesterday, March 14th, Annie and Tommaso's car was photographed in their driveway. For real, I've seen the picture. It's been returned like, 5-6 weeks later? The Pima County Sheriff towed it the very first week, within the first week. You know, like maybe 4th, 5th, 6th day. And it's now day 42. Yesterday was day number 41. You do the math on that. They had the car for over 5 weeks. Has anybody else heard about that? That Annie and Tommaso's car has been returned. It looks like it's a Honda, might be a Honda CRV. It's got a sunroof. It's definitely the same car. There's some like parking little things up on the top left windshield, some little decals or something. So yeah, I had heard that yesterday, but it was not yet confirmed. But there is a picture out now. So, 99.9% sure that, let me hydrate still. I'm still not feeling great, but I see the cardiologist on Tuesday. And hopefully we can get all this mess straightened out. Yesterday, okay, I talked about the car. I've just heard another report today. It's fantastic, Kelly. Thank you. I've heard from another YouTuber that I had never heard of before, but he's pretty big. He's a lot bigger than me as far as the amount of subscribers and views. He's got like 6 million views, this guy. And I'm not going to identify him, but he said that a man located a pair of pants and a knee brace in a wash, which is like kind of like the LA's version of the LA River. It's a series of ditches in Tucson for flood control. They found a pair of pants and a knee brace. And he said, quote unquote, they think it could be Nancy's. Oh, hi, boo-boo. Didn't see you come in. Now, who is they? They think it could be Nancy's. All kinds of stuff show up in those flood controls. We got everything in LA, from the kitchen sink to the gun used in the Ennis Cosby murder. Like everything shows up in those flood controls. But because it was near Annie and Tommaso's place, it's making the news. Maybe because the Nancy Guthrie case, the leads have slowed down, the clues. We're not having press conferences every day. We're not getting updates. So these little things make the news. I believe the guy. I'm just not putting a lot of credibility into it that it has, oh, hi, kitty. Let me show the kitty. That it has something to do with the case. Say hi, kitty. Say hi, everybody. I'm a calico tortie, so I'm crazy. But she's so lovely. Yay! Oh, I didn't see that. Boo Boo says they said it's almost a cold case now. Almost, not quite, because they still have a lot of DNA and videos to go through. So that's the deal on the knee pad or the knee brace. Not the pad, a brace, like an orthopedic brace, and a pair of pants. I assume women's pants. Kitty, say hi to Rita. So that was from another YouTuber. I never heard of him. It was a man, and it was in a short form video. But he's pretty popular. Like he's, a successful YouTuber. Whereas I'm still struggling to get there. Plus, he gave Sheriff a D- handling the case on Fox News. Yep. Did I watch Nancy Grace? I watch her pretty often, but not every single day just because of, time and lack of time. If she said something recently, let me know here in the chat. Okay. Also, this is kind of important. Sheriff Nanos, but people have been disrespectful, but so have I. I'm calling him Bananos. Recently made a statement to the press that others in the area or in the neighborhood could now be in danger. But that is exactly the opposite of what he said in the beginning of the case, that nobody else was in danger. Like he already knew who did it. Like, no, nobody else is in danger. And now it's like, oh, everybody could be in danger. So what gives? Why the conflicting statements? Of course, we've had conflicting statements from the beginning on the timeline, on the suspects versus the non-suspects. Everybody's a suspect. These people have been eliminated. These people haven't been eliminated. It just switches back and forth every time that man goes before a camera. And I know by just doing YouTube that sometimes it's hard to speak in front of the camera and your mind's just going in 20 different directions. So, I got to give them a partial break, but these are usually prepared statements by press people, and all you have to do is read the statement. You don't need to just, think about your words and what you're saying. They hand you a piece of paper, you get up there, you read it, take a few questions, and leave. So now he says people are in danger. Why? Have they learned of a suspect that they're just not announcing now? Sheriff needed a D. Boo Boo says a D-. Well, I would give him an F, but the case isn't done yet, so I'm going to hold judgment on that. We can grade him when this is all said and done with. Now, I've also been listening to another YouTuber. I won't name him either, but he is a convicted felon, a prior bank robber, and a former drug addict who is supposedly rehabilitated now. And he, gives a criminal's look or insight into this, where I have a detective insight. And he thinks now, with everything that's come out, that it was perhaps a kidnapping gone wrong. And I asked twice in his chat, well, if it was kidnapping gone wrong, why do you think they spent 41 minutes in the home? Whoever did this, was obviously very comfortable there. Well, I'm not, oh, hi, Humble. I'm not a channel member of his, and nor am I sending super chats. I would like to, but I just can't afford to. I'm spending thousands of dollars on my YouTube channel, and I don't have any income from this channel, so I could not send him a super chat. And I guess if you're not on the super chat list or you're not a paid member, he's got so many comments coming in because there's so many people watching. He's got like 30,000+ subs. He doesn't have time to say hi to the newbies or answer people who are not financially contributing. And there are a lot of YouTubers that are like that. If you're not sending those super chats or you're not a paid member, then, F you, and I just think that's horrible because I like to talk to everybody. I only wish that I had that problem, that I had so many watchers that I couldn't possibly get to everybody because the chat is just spinning so quickly. And he seems like a decent guy, but he, talks constantly or brags about being a lifelong felon. And his opinion is a kidnapping gone wrong. Well, if that's the case, why spend at least 41 minutes in the house? I feel that whoever was in the house was very comfortable to be there. Just saying. Oh, okay. Thank you, Humble. Have a good day. Thanks for coming in. There's one more thing I want to talk about that we talked about before a little bit, because I don't know much about this, and that is the word Wiccan. Wiccan. Trying to clean up evidence. Possible, lady. I looked that up again. I just had to look it up. And it says it's an adjective relating to Wicca, a form of modern paganism. The Wiccan services are planned in connection with the phases of the moon. Now remember, there was a full moon the night that this happened. Thanks, Kelly. Now, remember, everybody here is innocent until proven guilty. Everything that we are reporting, I'm hearing on other reports. It's all alleged. I can't confirm any of this, but I do have to ask, and you guys can type your answer into the chat, yes or no. Are Annie and Tommaso Cioni, are they really practicing Wiccans? I want to know. I remember ATC came in and said he knew a little bit about Wiccans and that they're not pagans, or they are pagans, but they're not Satanists. Like, do you think Annie and Tommaso are really Wiccans? Kelly says no. Oh, thanks, Kelly. Yeah, I did a whole video about that. I can't remember which one. You'd have to watch the series. Well, let's talk about something called the 6 degrees of separation here. Okay. Tommaso's band, Early Dark, reportedly and allegedly performs at these, well, we did a video on this too, a couple of them actually, these very dark fetish, can't say the word, balls, as does Derek Kalela, also known as Derek Calleja, depending on how you want to pronounce it, English or Spanish. His band is Secret Mutilator. He has the same type of dark, very dark band that Tommaso is a member of. Both bands have performed at the exact same nightclub in Tucson, and both bands are promoted by this DJ Mojito. Mojito with an I instead of mojito like the drink. Mojito, Mijito, Mojito. Now, just because they have the same promoter and they have performed in the same clubs, but not on the same evening as far as anybody can see, we need to know, is there evidence that Calleja or Kalela and Tommaso Cioni, is there evidence that they know each other? Because remember, there was those ransom notes that were sent to TMZ and sent to a local news station in Tucson, okay? But there was also these copycat ransom texts that were sent to Annie and Tommaso's private cell numbers. Kelly says, when I had a comic book card shop, lots of our clientele went to those balls. Oh my gosh. Did they know each other when they sent those texts? Or this Derek is being accused by the federal government of sending texts to Tommaso and Annie's cell phone. To me, it didn't sound like a ransom demand. It sounded more like a message or a text that would be sent to someone that you're associated with or someone you are doing a business deal with. Like, hey, what's up with that Bitcoin? Hey, did you get the Bitcoin yet? Like, they already knew each other. And supposedly there was also a phone call between him and either Tommaso or Annie. I cannot confirm any of this. The police and the FBI, they're not going to confirm that either. But there is a rumor that they got a call and they both got texts. But it seemed more like there was already an established relationship. Doesn't mean that they're involved. Doesn't mean that they know each other. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But they do run in the same crowd. What about the Bitcoin? Did he get the Bitcoin yet? I don't know the exact words. That would be important to find out. I think we will find this out in the trial of Derek Kaya, if he even goes to trial. He'll probably just plead out and there'll never be a trial and we'll never hear the evidence, which will be disappointing because I'd rather him go to trial and get the book thrown at him if he did send copycat ransom texts. Remember, he was very quickly arrested and very quickly released on bail. I think we would have heard if they were actual Wicca. They could perform a lot of dark stuff just for money, not necessarily a member. That's true. I don't know. This whole thing bothers me. The connections or non-connections between what I call the cast of characters. Is it coincidental that this cast of characters may be connected to Kayla Day, the goth porn star's boyfriend or photographer, Luke Daly, etc.? I could go on and on. Don't forget Luke Daly's connection to the Range Rover that was sold to him allegedly by Metro Man Zach Jaghoob the day after the crime occurred, and he supposedly went back to the Middle East. This is just something to think about. It doesn't mean that any of these people are involved, and I'll say it again. Doesn't mean that these people are involved. He reportedly listed the car on Craigslist rather than the MB Motors that he either works for or had worked for in the past, but supposedly very quickly exited the country. Has anybody investigated that? Maybe they have, maybe they haven't. Remember at the beginning of this, people thought that Metro Man might have been the person under the mask. The person under the mask looked like they were wearing a dark watch on their right hand. Luke, or not Luke, but Zach often wears a watch on his right wrist. But now AI has showed that, oh, that's not a watch or a piece of jewelry, that's a tat, that's some sort of a Mexican gang tattoo. But it's AI. So it could be completely BS that's even a tattoo. We still don't know. And I did look up, I know what it means, but I had to look up the term 6 degrees of separation. Hey, Jet Set. It says 6 degrees of separation is the theory that any person on Earth can be connected to any other person through a chain of acquaintances with no more than 5 intermediaries, meaning a maximum of 6 social connections. I think all of these characters are much more closely intertwined than 6 degrees of separation. Just saying. That's my opinion. Remember, this is all opinion. I'm not investigating this case in any way, on the record or off the record, directly or indirectly. I am simply reporting the news. But today is day 42. It's the first day of week 7, and I've had to go back to square one in my mind over and over, that it's one of two things. Somebody's out to get revenge or money from Savannah, or it's closely connected to a friend or family member, somebody that was very close to Nancy, who was very comfortable about being in that house. Kelly says, Nancy said that the 2 people there on 2-1 were misunderstood. She said that one person showed up, looked around, accessed the area on January the 11th, then came back alone on 2-1. That's why no backpack. Well, they're not sure that it was January the 11th, but there's a reason that date came up as important. And I have a video about that. Hey, Jay, welcome in. So I really think they wouldn't have been able to take her without a second person, a getaway car. She may have been wrapped when she was taken out of the house and bleeding. Well, they don't have any dates on that film. There's no dates that they can get out of the cloud because of the fact that she didn't have a subscription. So I'm not 100% that that's correct. I do think, based on the timing, that guy was there definitely on February 1st because you can see the full moon kind of. And he was there obviously prior when there wasn't a full moon. Oh, hey, Boston Bill. Hey, I sent you a message on Whatnot. I don't think your link went through at all. If you guys watched my live Whatnot last night, I was reminding everybody, if you go over there, sign up using my link. If you don't use the link, you don't get the credits. I didn't get a notice at all from Whatnot, so I think you may have just gone to the app and signed up. Kelly Ray says they do now, even without subscription, 100% of this, according to Ann Grace. New information yesterday or the day before. Okay, I'll have to check that out. So as I'm going to say again, it's either connected to Savannah or it's someone closely connected to Nancy. I'm still bothered about the second mortgage in 2017, especially with hearing the latest. There's an alleged confirmed story that Nancy was behind on her property taxes. Yeah, there's still the stories about the daughter and the son-in-law having financial issues, but they may have nothing to do with this crime whatsoever. I hope not, especially for the rest of the family's sake. Supposedly alleged debt and gambling debts. This is all alleged. Oh, you used it a couple weeks ago? Was that you? Well, thank you. I bought a little piece of gold with my $5 reward. A little teeny tiny piece. 0.023 grams. That was you, Lady B Dancer. Well, thank you. I wondered who it was. Money is evil, yes. Me to where the money come from. I don't understand what you're saying, Bill. Hey, kitty, bunny, chill. Okay. Now, as I said earlier in the video, the last live, not the Whatnot live, but the Nancy Guthrie live, I had to take that one down, or it's not taken down, it's just privatized, which is what I should have done with all my videos when I was serving my 90-day suspension, because that's how I lost all my watch hours. So I won't make that mistake again. I privatized it because there was a couple of goofs in there. And when on the replays, I was like, oops. First, I thought I goofed once, but I goofed twice. So you hit the keys by accident. Oh, okay. No problem, Bill. So sorry, Bill. If you didn't use the link, you won't get the $15. Just saying. So the cat is playing with. No, don't touch. Oh my God. I wanted to show you, in case you didn't see the live on Friday, that this arrived. Yes, from the Minnesota Twins. If you've been following my videos, you'll see that I'm doing a little experiment. And my cat just almost scratched the crap out of this. I washed it, but I washed it by hand because lately when I've done my laundry's coming out like stained from something in the apartment washer and dryers. And, even the shirt I'm wearing today, this is my Bellowing Acre shirt. It's got damage to the bottom. Even some of my lady things like panties have been damaged. So this is not going in the washing machine. If you didn't see Friday's live, you won't be able to see this mail call. You guys, you can watch the long form content on the last mail call regarding the Texas Rangers, but I did not do a long form on the latest. So I got that. They sent me a card, and the cat just knocked this down as well. Kitty. She's getting wild. She must have just woke up from her nap. It's a little early in the baseball season, though, Kelly. But it might be working out. I mean, I'm going to see, because remember, I had to spend about $60 in postage. Here's the latest, the Chicago White Sox. And I had to look this guy up. This is their most recent mascot. This is Southpaw. He's one of many mascots over the years for the White Sox. So they sent me a little card. I know two of the players on there, Paul Konerko and Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt. No, it takes a lot of postage to send 30 letters in self-addressed stamped envelopes. It takes a lot. And I can only buy like a book at a time because we don't have a post office in 91602 anymore. So I had to order 3 books. So it was over $60. And plus they charge a processing fee. Now they sent me the standard form letter. It did not have my name on it. The Rangers actually, they're a classy organization. They put my name on it, like Dear April, howdy from Texas, But this is just, the White Sox, they're probably close to bankruptcy. So I got the standard form letter, and I got a schedule. I'll keep this just in case I get to Chicago this year. I would love to go to that ballpark because I actually have a picture of my very close friend before she died, reporting for the Weather Channel at that ballpark. So, yeah, I'd love to go to that location. But that's what I got. That was the most recent from. So I got the Texas Rangers, the Minnesota Twins, and the Chicago White Sox. So yeah, I did a mail campaign. So we will see. We will see. If they send a shirt or something that doesn't fit, then maybe I'll eBay it. I don't know. I got to somehow recover my postage. But this is really special because this on the left sleeve has a cancer awareness patch. And it's a little big because it's a men's extra large, but I am not complaining. I love this shirt. I even slept in this shirt the first night. I love this. And one of my favorite ball players of all time, Joe Kelly, he actually has a father-in-law who was a former Twin. And I didn't know that until about 2 or 3 years ago. So yeah, the Minnesota Twins, the Texas Rangers, if you didn't see the recorded video on that, got some cards. Yeah, it's so cool. And they've all been American League teams. And I'm more of a National League fan rather than an American League fan, but I do watch both, especially since, they have the play between the two leagues now for the last, 20 plus years. It's called interplay, but they don't even call that they don't even refer to that in baseball anymore, interleague play. So anyway, yeah, there's 3 out of 30 have responded. And then, of course, I did have to go to the business box. Thank you, Kelly. I'm having my first one now. So, if you guys know me, though, you can always send stuff to the home address, but nobody's required to send anything here. So, last week and a half, I've had a pretty good week. I've got $9 in donations for my YouTube channel. I've got stickers, baseball cards. I really like this little Southpaw keychain. Could always use an extra keychain. But my most favorite is this. Yeah, because, with cancer and everything that's happened to me, I haven't gone clothes shopping in years. Looks gross, but you're welcome. No, it's really good. You don't even have to acquire this taste. It's really good. And it helps me feel better, when I'm on these crummy antibiotics. So, but thank you so much. That meant so much. And this is it's really brewed in Australia, and then it's distributed throughout the world. So this is not like, oh, they made the recipe in Australia and they made it here. They actually brew it in Australia. I think that's why they're so expensive and you only get like a 4-pack instead of a 6-pack. But Amazon has a lot better prices than the grocery store. So that's a cool deal. Cool beans. I love it. But not required, okay? What you guys can do that can really help me is just to be watching these videos. Watch them on loop. Watch them in the background. Just have them playing when you're sleeping at night, whatever. Keep putting those comments on those videos. Keep coming to the live chats. I've been getting most of my views lately from the live chats, but since the Nancy Guthrie case has slowed down the last couple of weeks, I noticed over the past week that the views have actually tanked, my views. And to have to turn off, privatize Friday's video because there were some goofs in there, because I privatized it, hopefully that they still count my hours, but nobody else can watch it. So, yeah, the rewatch really helps the replays. Oh, thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that. Yeah, the hours are definitely adding up. I'm at the highest subscriber count I've ever been at, but I'm a very small channel. I never planned to do this for monetization, but then when I realized how much this channel costs just for me to operate it, I mean, I've had to buy mics and new adapters. This ring lamp right here, don't want to blind you, but it's put together with shipping tape, and it's got electrical tape on the cord because my prior bunny, prior to this one, a blue Kensley, chewed the cord up. Now, if Amelia Kensley chewed it, it would just sever right in half. So I have to hide this from her. But I always make sure that it's fully unplugged when I'm not here because I don't want it to literally catch fire. So I need that, and I need an upgrade in these cheap little suckers, I need some Rode mics both for my desktop and for my mobile verticals. So whether I'm going on my cell phone or I'm going with the webcam at the desktop, I definitely need upgraded sound because I have a little mic that's about this tall. It's $15, and if I don't hold it like right up to my face, nobody can hear me. And then, my hands are not available to show you cool stuff like this. So this is I love this so much. If none of the other teams send anything, I'll be fine with it because I'm so happy with what I've already got. It doesn't take much to make me happy. Even if somebody just drops a note that says, hey, thinking about you, or they shoot an email. Yeah, you want to shoot a private email, aprildavispi@gmail.com. And if for any reason you get a wild hair up your butt and you want to send something that's actually physical, just look up on the main channel page and you can see the mailing address. Or you can go over to the links. And Boston Bill, sorry your sign up last night. Obviously, you didn't follow the instructions, and they're not going to put $15 in your wallet. You got to use the link or you won't get the free spending cash on Whatnot. I hadn't done a Whatnot in a long time. I did one last night and I had, 2 small sales, but hey, it helps to get back into the game. Got more inventory coming tomorrow from Blue Box, so hopefully there'll be some good goodies in that. It'll take several days to process, especially spending most of Tuesday at the cardiology office. There's always like a 3 or 4 hour wait. He's stuck at the hospital, or, oh, there's, 26 people ahead of you. And it's like, why do you make me get here early when he's not going to see me for 2 or 3 hours? And then they spend like, 10 minutes with you and walk out the door. I don't know. And it's going to be like 95 here that day. And where this appointment at, if it's where I have to go, it's going to be like at least 2 degrees higher. So probably be like 97, 98 degrees. Yeah, and that's usually our September weather. It's only March, people. It's getting really scary, this climate change thing. It's getting really scary. I'm missing the chat. Let's see. I missed the last couple messages. Oh, no. Okay. I'm caught up. Yeah, thanks for putting that in there, Kelly. It does help a lot. If you're watching on the replay, I hope you fast forwarded to the first 6 or 7 minutes of this because I was just hoping more people were going to come in. Maybe they're on their way to the Oscar parties. That's a big thing here in LA, like Oscar parties. I'm watching it from the comfort of my own sofa. Yes, it does, Kelly. Well, when some friends of mine, YouTube friends, leave Alaska in the wintertime and they arrive in Florida, and it's colder in Florida than when they left Alaska in the middle of the winter, there's definitely a problem. Yeah. Even the husband and the grandpa got stranded in Ohio for over a week just trying to get there because of the blizzard. Like, that didn't happen there. In Alaska, the roads they're plowed immediately. Nothing shuts down because of a snowstorm. So these people are like, we're stuck in the hotel for a week. And then we get to Florida and it's too cold to go into the water. Oscars on tonight. Yeah, 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. But they've had coverage on all day. I just haven't been watching it yet because I've been watching baseball. Dodgers lead the Cubs 14-3, but it doesn't count. And that WBC is not over with yet. I think the season starts early, like the 26th or the 27th this year. It's like super early. So usually it's delayed a week when there's the WBC, but let's just cross our fingers that since the USA team is still going, that none of our players get injured before the season. Because we already experienced one injury with the Korean team, and it's just like, this is why they don't like their players to go to the WBC. There's too much on the line here. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry. But you know what? Baseball players do what baseball players do. They play baseball. So, just saying. Okay, any questions regarding Nancy? Yeah, I haven't seen movies in years, Jay, except for online. But I usually know a few people that are there, so I like to watch, especially if something big happens. Remember the Will Smith incident, like, wow. Go figure. I don't know if I'd even want to be there right now. Even though it's like 5-6 minutes from my house, I don't know if I'd want to go with the state of the world and politics and the threats coming from the Middle East. Like, supposedly we're like ground zero here, so hopefully there's probably more security than there's ever been. But what do you do if a missile comes over, Like, hopefully that won't happen. I really don't miss it. Kelly said, I miss going to movie theaters. Yeah. With the state of my life and my health, I don't miss it at all. Who can afford to see a movie? Popcorn's probably like $20 now. I'm weird. I like crowds. I don't mind a crowd if I'm sitting at the ballpark, but that's been a few years too, quite a few years. My whole life is different now. I think she has been stashed within 5 miles, just a feeling. Jay, that could be. Some people think that she was taken on a long drive, and I don't think that at all. And I don't believe any of these stories that she was taken across the border. The chances of that are just so slim to none that I don't even consider that a possibility. My worst feeling is that we're never going to know. And I think that's just awful. Kelly says she still votes the desert. I was having a strong feeling about water for a long time, but now I'm not so sure. All I know is that by next week, it's going to be too hot for the reporters to even be out there because, if we're having early summer here, well, summer for us is August, September, October. And our summer has come in March. Like, what the heck is going on? Tucson, it'll just be brutal. Just brutal. The reporters won't be able to be out there. And I don't know why there haven't been boots on the ground searching the desert, but, that won't be on the table pretty soon either. Like, if they get a clue, they get a lead, like to search this part of the desert, like they did about the pacemaker signal a few weeks ago, and they just sent the choppers up, but they didn't send anybody on the ground. Like, what the heck is that about? The pacemaker signal supposedly triangulated on a cell tower. I mean, this is true. That's not made up BS. Why weren't they out there looking? And here in Tuscaloosa will be 25 one night this week. That's crazy. Tuesday, yeah, that's St. Patty's Day. That's the day I have to, go sit in the doctor's office for a million years and tell them how bad I feel and, what are they going to do about this? And, the doctor's not here yet. The doctor has 6 people ahead of you. And can we get you a drink of water? And then I've got to, make a list so I can talk about everything really, really quick, like da 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 da, before he has to, leave the room for his next patient because he's already 2.5 hours behind. And in the meantime, every 15 minutes in LA, the parking is going tick, 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 tick. Like, do you know the Dolly V channel? No, but I've heard of it. And I've also heard of the Dolly that's in Australia, but she doesn't use her name in her channel, but she starts with a K, and she is the one that goes down the spirit box rabbit hole. Oh, there's Kellyanne. There's the other Kelly. Yeah, I'm almost done with this. How you doing, Kellyanne? So yeah, this has just been, I went over my points. If you didn't see this from the beginning and you want to hit the replay when this uploads, just fast forward through the first 6-7 minutes while I'm just getting set up and waiting for people to come in. I'm doing all right, Kellyanne. I guess I need to go get gas in my car before the doctor's appointment, before the heat wave strikes tomorrow. I should have done that today. Especially there's no traffic today with the Oscars getting ready to start. I should have already done that. But here we are. I didn't even do a live yesterday on Nancy Guthrie. I did a whatnot live. And then I felt bad about it, that I'm not, but there wasn't really anything to report. And the only new thing that I heard about was the pants and the knee pad in the wash behind Annie Tomaso's. But we don't know if that's true. Hey, Atlanta Flippers! Derek! Is this Derek or Jasmine? How you doing there? How you doing there, friend? If you guys aren't watching the Atlanta Flippers, please do. Those are my buddies down in Atlanta. How you doing? Derek, Jasmine. Boo Boo says it's one of the channels following the case. It's Derek and Jasmine. Welcome in. Yeah, I've done like about a 40-part series. No, they are resellers. Kelly, go check out their channel at the Atlanta Flippers. Yeah, I've been doing a 40-part. This is about maybe the 42nd video, I think, on the Nancy Guthrie case that's happening in Tucson. And I've been going live almost every single day on it. How are you guys doing? I liked your videos that I saw about the video about the coins and the coin star. I don't know how you did that, Jasmine, with those beautiful nails and that dirty, dirty money. Oh my God. It's like getting those Goodwill blue boxes, which I'm getting one tomorrow for the first time since December. And then the hands, about halfway through, you got to go, desanitize the hands because the hands turn black just from the jewelry. So, that was a great video. I like your energy in that video. Well, I like all your videos, especially when you go to the storage lockers. Hey, Jane. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, so if you're just getting here and you want to, go back to the replay, the first 5, 6, 7 minutes, I'm just trying to bring the audience in. I don't have the audience that I think it's because people are losing interest in this case. We're doing really, really good. Girl, I forgot I left my gloves in the trunk. You always have such beautiful nails. And I'm like, how are you doing this? And that money, it's so heavy. And then usually, sometimes those machines, those Coinstar machines, they'll fill up. And then it breaks, in the middle of the video. And they have to go like, open it and, reset it or it gets stuck so that was great. I really like watching that. And that's amazing that was all money that you pulled out of storage lockers. Locker Nuts, they did that because they moved from San Ramon up to their new place, and they had, tons of those jugs. I think they had to cut them just to get them open. And they had all their adult kids involved, all these, heavy lifters, carrying all the coins in, and it was a lot. It was in the thousands. Oh, thank you. It was heavy and dirty. Derek didn't care how dirty his hands were. Oh, that's so funny. Oh, Jet Set says, I will be on the replay because I came in 20 minutes late. No problem. As long as you guys keep watching. Yeah, I'm trying to get remonetized Atlanta Flippers. I was briefly monetized for like 2 checks only, and then something happened and they wouldn't tell me, and then I accidentally took down too many of my videos. Instead of privatizing them, I just deleted them, and then I lost all my watch hours. I've got like 2,000 subs now, which I know that's a joke compared to somebody professional like you, but it's incredible for somebody like me. But I need the watch hours. So Derek, Jasmine, if you guys can both be watching my videos 24 hours a day in the background, just so I can get not my subscriber count, but my viewership back up. I got to get those view hours, those watch hours, because I'm basically starting all over again. And today I'm at like 2777, so I'm a long ways away. And the viewership on these was getting me a lot of views, but now it's starting to go down because people are losing interest in this case. People are under the assumption that Nancy Guthrie has already passed, which I think that she has, but I think people are starting to get really negative and think that she may never be found. And I'm going to be positive here and say the case will be solved. Who is this? Myra, thanks for coming. Oh, thank you. I really enjoy your channel, you guys. There's so many reselling channels, but there's only a few that I really like to watch, and you guys are one of them. So if any of you guys out here are resellers and you want to see the cool things that are found in storage lockers, go check out the Atlanta Flippers. Go check out Derek and Jasmine. They're really super people. And funny. Oh, you're welcome, the Atlanta Flippers. Okay. Ooh, Kelly. That's all I can say. Yikes. I hope you're not on a blood thinner. Be careful. It sucks getting older. It sure does. Yeah, I hope so. And I'm doing it vertically because I can't get anybody to come in on the horizontal lives. YouTube is always changing the game. Oh, Kelly says aspirin only. Jane Rice says package ? What does that mean? Baseball. Oh, you missed it. I'll do it. I'll just do a really quick recap. I did a mail call in the last live on Friday, but when I reviewed the video, not once but twice, I realized that there was a goof in that video, and I had to not take it down but privatize it. But yeah, if you saw the long form content, there was this envelope. I can't show my address. That was from the Texas Rangers. We already went over that in the video. But then I got a package from the Minnesota Twins. Yay! For those that have already seen this, I'm sorry. I'm just giving an update to Jane. And they sent me a card. And then this weekend, I got to cover my address, but I got an envelope from the Chicago White Sox. And I went over it, so you'll have to see it on the replay. I'm surprised I forgot to mention they didn't use the self-addressed stamped envelope. Out of the 3 teams that have sent, only the Texas Rangers used the self-addressed stamped envelope. The Twins sent a big package. And I let the teams know, hey, if you're going to send anything that's, won't fit in a standard envelope that I've sent, I'll be happy to reimburse. But the Twins just, that just nailed it and sent me this with the cancer awareness patch. And that means so much to me after what I've been through, that there are total strangers out there who care. Kelly says its horizontal portrait is vertical. Yeah, and there's a big difference now on YouTube as far as these lives. They don't push out the horizontal, and I'm not sure why that is. Yeah, if you want to see the whole thing, Jane, just, watch the replay. You might want to skip through the first 5, 6, 7 minutes, as I was just trying to bring in the crowd. I think everybody here in LA, they're all down the street having the party at the Oscars. It'll come on at 5 my time, so that's another 50 minutes away. I like to watch the opening ceremony, and I like to see the tribute part for the people that have passed. I think they'll have a big tribute tonight for Rob Reiner, sadly. Yeah, that's another big case out here in LA. It's so awful. I can barely talk about it. I did one video on it, and then I just couldn't. I still can't watch the All in the Family episodes or clips now. It's just still too fresh in my mind. Yeah, it's down the street. It's at Hollywood and Highland. I've been there many times. Oh yeah, Gene Hackman. Yeah, I got a lot of videos on that. People are, saying, "Oh, I don't have any other true crime. Why are you just doing this case?" I have quite a few true crime stories. I just did one the other day on Joe Pickler, but it was a short. But I like the way it turned out. And now I'm learning so much about young Joe. I don't think he's with us anymore. Catherine, oh, I know. You know what? I don't want to get emotional, but my dead friend, her birthday is this month, and we watched Schitt's Creek together. We talked every day as we watched this, during my cancer recovery and during the pandemic. We watched Schitt's Creek together, and she absolutely adored Catherine O'Hara, as I do too. And I just loved her so much. And I think it was fast, but they did confirm cancer, as they did this week with Jennifer Runyon, and that's a tough one. I've never met Jennifer, but just being over at the Brady house this week, and she's the fake Cindy, and she played it way better than Susan Olsen, let me tell you. Some friends of mine, Bruce and Wendy, knew Jennifer. It's just, Catherine O'Hara, Jennifer Runyon, and then the freak thing that happened to Gene Hackman and his wife, and this Rob Reiner thing. Yeah, I definitely want to tune in tonight. Kelly says that is such a fantastically funny and authentic show. I think it really helped having 3 people from the same family in the show. Yes, it did. And the son, David, was my favorite character. And David's sister was Kelsa's favorite character. Yeah, and she knew quite a people in the show because it was a Canadian production. Yeah, I haven't been able to watch that again with everything that's happened. But yeah, we're going way off topic here. But yeah, the wonderful Catherine O'Hara. It was funny. We saw them in Portland after the show ended. Oh, you saw who? Catherine? Kelly says he's one of my favorite characters of all time. Who, David in Schitt's Creek? Yeah, Dan. And is it Dan Levy or Dan Levy? I've heard it pronounced both ways. Yeah, I love the sister too, and his relationship with her. What a great show. And if you didn't come in earlier and hear me mention this, a very good friend of mine, her, she's got a whole big show business family, but her granddaughter just made her debut in Free Burt, and she basically became famous in one day. And I know her personally, and I just adore little Lilu Lang. She plays Isla in Free Burt, and if you guys, even I just signed up for Netflix for 1 month, and I watched the whole series in one day and then repeated it in one day because it was that good. It was absolutely awesome. It just knocked it out of the park. And I think her grandma, who's a wonderful woman, oh, I just adore her. I've only known them a few years, but a wonderful, wonderful family. And she did tell me quite a few times before it debuted that her granddaughter says some very naughty things in that episode or in that series. And it's just way over the top. I mean, the story arc, and it's crazy. And it's Bert Kreischer. I had never even heard of him, even though he's like a really famous comedian. It's worth the watch over and over and over. And I just had to keep everything I knew about it, just zip my mouth shut. But now it's out. It was so nice. She was over here meeting the cat and the bunny, and she was so excited about the bunny. And I was like, "When does your show debut?" And she was just like, "January 22nd." And she's just starting. Like, she's brand new, and she just nailed it. It must be the show business genes in that family. Once she gets really famous and she blows up, then there'll be more press about her, and then you'll know, like, who all of her family is. It was actually her family that provided my Thanksgiving dinner this year. The best Thanksgiving I ever had in my life. So we're totally off topic here, but yeah, watch Schitt's Creek, watch Free Burt. And if you want a nostalgic show that goes back to like 80s, then you can watch Stranger Things. But yeah, this is gonna be a tough Oscars with some of the memorials they're gonna have to do tonight. Yeah, I think that the big focus is gonna be on Rob Reiner, most likely. How old is Lilu? You mean Lilu Lang, who plays Isla? She's 12. She did the pilot when she was 11, and then she turned 12. And she's going on 40. Not just her character, but the real Lilu is 12 going on 40. And I kid you not. Yeah, her brother, who is also not an actor, he's got a big, big, big summer blockbuster coming out. But I can't talk about that. But I'll let you know when it's out. Then everybody can go to the movie theater and see it and tell me how it was, because I won't be able to see it in a movie theater. I can't wait for that. So cool. See, my friend, she was smart. She had kids, and, it was a lot, especially all three of them being in show business. But now she's got a big chunk of grandkids. And, she'll always have someone to take care of her when she's old. And they're just, little Lilu is just a beautiful person. But you'll just love her in Free Burt. And the cool thing about the show is that it takes place in Beverly Hills, and then part of the show takes place in Atlanta, but they actually filmed the entire series in Atlanta. So if you're still here, Derek and Jasmine, yeah, there's a lot going on film production-wise right now in Atlanta. They have Stranger Things was out of Atlanta, and there's a new soap that's out of Atlanta. Things are definitely changing in the industry. But it's not totally dead here in LA because right down the street, the Warner Ranch facility has been demolished and there's brand new sound stages that are the biggest sound stages I have ever seen going up. Walking Dead, I haven't seen, Kelly. Boo Boo, you says you want to watch me. Well, then watch all my videos because I need the watch hours. And I'm wondering if, like, when I first signed up for YouTube and I reached the 3,000 watch hour mark again, will I get that ability to have that super chat button back? Because they changed the monetization a few years ago. But it doesn't say that on my back page of YouTube Studio. It just says that I have to hit 1,000 or I have to hit 4,000 again to be remonetized. It doesn't say about the mini monetization. So, I don't care about the super chats. I care about the views. So I need to get up to 4,000 hours again in 365 days. So it's going to be hard. Is filmed in the Atlanta? It's filmed in Atlanta. But the storyline takes place here in LA and Beverly Hills. But there was part of it that part of it takes place here, and in the show, you'll see part of it takes place briefly in Atlanta, but the entire series was filmed in Atlanta. And I can see from shot to shot when it goes back and forth. Like, this is so funny. Yeah, my playlist. Yeah, I still haven't done a Nancy Guthrie playlist. I did a mail call playlist the other day. But the most recent mail call was in the Friday Live, and then I had to privatize it because there were some goofs. Oh, somebody just subscribed because my little ticker just went up. You probably didn't hear that. There's a little bicycle ding ding. Yeah, I watch all YouTube now. I hardly ever watch mainstream TV. Well, except for baseball. And that's just through a special app that I subscribe to that app only. One more time, folks, please like, comment, send red hearts, and subscribe to keep this going. Absolutely. Appreciate that, Kelly. And thank you again for the diet ginger beer. It's not alcohol. It's the Australian version of ginger ale. So good. I subscribe, but next time I am on, I see I have to subscribe again, just so you know. Sometimes YouTube does that. They'll unsubscribe somebody. And I can't even do that. Like, if you're a subscriber, you're a subscriber. So yeah, always make sure that you're still subscribed. Always make sure that you click the bell icon and you click all. It's very important to click all so you'll get the notifications. But a lot of people say they don't get the notifications. And right now I'm not getting any because I've had to put on Do Not Disturb on my phone so that the pill alarms won't cut out my audio. Yeah, YouTube is picky like that. Maybe it's an iPhone issue. But I appreciate all you guys that have subbed. My sub count has gone way up. But I'm still like so tiny. And the subs do matter because the more subs you have, the more watchers you're going to have, and the more people are going to come into your lives. But in YouTube land, the biggest percentage of your viewers, believe it or not, are people who are not subscribed, which is weird. You can have 1 million views and 90% of them will be from people who aren't subscribed. YouTube is weird. I should have started this thing years and years and years ago when you could be monetized from day one. Boo Boo says, wow, they stole $1 million worth of jewelry. Who did? I have no idea what you're talking about, Boo Boo. Weird, I have Apple and don't get unsubscribed and ingest the notifications. It says Lady B Dancer. Or Lady B Dances. Or Lady B Dance Skater. Now I've got it. And I think you said earlier in the video you were the one that used my actual link to go to Whatnot. You were a smart person. Yeah, one of my other subscribers tried to do that last night and looks like he goofed because he signed up and he didn't use the proper link. I can shout it from a mountaintop. If you're going to sign up for Whatnot, which is an online auction site, make sure you use my links. If you don't use the referral link, you won't get the free spending cash. I hope you bought something good from whoever you bought it from. And that's another thing. You can sign up using my link, but you don't have to buy from my room. You can buy from anybody's room. And when I'm not on the air, I have a marketplace on there. Just like I have eBay, Posh, Macari, but most of my stuff is on eBay and Whatnot. And things change weekly, the inventory. It's all on my channel links on my main channel page. But thank you, Lady B Dance Skater. There we go. Remember, my brain is fried for the last 7 years with chemo, radiation, anesthesia, multiple surgeries. How can I even function half the time? I don't even know. Lady B says, I felt like it wasn't but completed and then it finally mentioned the 15. I got a few apparel that were okay. Did you know that 1,000 missing persons in Pima County reported? No, I didn't. Kelly says, I thought it was breakdancer skater. I don't know. I think it's Lady B Dance Skater. Is that correct, Lady B? And thank you for the people that are interested in the baseball mail, the little Major League Baseball project that I've done. Hi, Deborah. Just getting ready to wrap up here, but you can always go back to the replay. You might have to fast forward through the first 5, 6, 7 minutes so you can actually get to the video. And my notepad that I was making all my notes on, I ran out of paper on that. So I actually did a little, some notes just because I didn't want to forget anything. So we went over the Brian Inton interview with the retired FBI special agent. Since that video that I posted Friday, I had to privatize it due to problems on my end. Apologies. I talked about Annie Tomaso's car being returned. I talked about a report from another YouTuber about pants and a knee brace found in a wash behind Annie Tomaso's, allegedly. Talked about the most recent statement from Sheriff Banos, or Nanos, but I was looking at Bananos. I also listened to this former bank robber who thinks it's a kidnapping gone wrong. We talked about the Wiccas, or the Wiccans, again a little bit. And we talked about the 6 degrees of separation and all these characters that have come out of the story. I mean, they got to make a movie about this someday. Then I talked about some of the financial things that are a bit disturbing coming out of the Nancy's camp. Things that just make me go, if I was working this case, these are the things that I would focus on immediately. And once again, back to square one, the crime is either connected to Savannah for revenge or money, or it's connected to someone very close to Nancy Guthrie, such as friends, family, or co-workers. I do not believe, you cannot convince me, that this is a random kidnapping, a random burglary, not at 2 a.m, a takeover robbery. No, these people, they came with tools. They came with bags full. You can't believe me that one person marched her out of that house into a getaway car that was parked blocks away? No. Deborah says tomato. Yeah. Could be, could not be. Oh, it was very planned. That's for sure. That it was planned. I think there was more than one. I don't think these guys did a great job. People are like, well, if they were so sloppy, how come they haven't been caught? They will be. It's just a matter of time. And for anybody that's watching that may know who's involved, you can always call 1-800-CALL-FBI. That's 1-800-CALL-FBI. There's $1.2 million sitting on the table for you. Because you know what? Everybody involved in this case, even just accessories or conspirators, if she's dead, you're all going down for murder one. All of you. So if you want to save your ass, save your bacon, come forward. I know nobody will, because, criminals are dumb. But, greed, money, revenge, gotta be connected to that. Lady says, my husband has been recorded and put on YouTube a lot more than me. He plays the mighty Wurlitzer for the skating at Oaks Park. Oh, okay. What's his YouTube channel? Boo Boo, I wonder if she had an insurance policy and how much. Good questions. Oh, it's time to go watch the Oscars. Yeah, it'll start at 5, but I need to get my antenna set up because, yeah, I don't have cable anymore. And it's right down the street, but all the streets close about a week ahead of time. It's always a nightmare when you are actively working. Oh, is it already on? Let me see. I don't have my antenna set up. Oh, you do? And you have posted him. Well, is your YouTube channel called Lady B Dance Skater? Oh, there we go. Did it come on early this year? Does anybody know? I thought it came on at 5. Am I in some sort of a time warp? It's only 4:32 here in Los Angeles. And somebody's being handed an Oscar. Did they come on early this year? Okay, Kelly, thanks for coming. Well, I missed the whole beginning then. I missed Conan's speech and everything. Oh, they went on an animated feature. Like, what the heck? It's always at 5. What time zone are you in? Oh, Bill. Okay, you're in Boston. So it started at 4. Oh my God. That's why I said I have to go early because I need to watch the Oscars. Oh, I always see the beginning and I see the memorials and I see the end. Oh my God, they started an hour earlier than usual. Oh, geez. Well, I'm not a big Conan fan anyway, so I still like to see the opening ceremonies, though. Oh, how much did I miss? Oh, she just got cut off. She got the... Now she's going to... Yeah, it's amazing now. You can do a Netflix movie, and it's like considered a feature, even though it's Netflix. Oh, man, I missed 30 minutes. Was Conan any good? I'm not a big fan of his at all. I think he's kind of a creep. I'm sorry, Conan, but he's kind of creepy. I've seen him before when he took over the Tonight Show and they moved it from Burbank to NBC, or they moved it from NBC and Burbank to Universal. And he was driving down the street sitting at a desk. It was like a prop. And me and my friend were driving by and we had to pull over because all these cops came by. And he was sitting at like Johnny's desk, but it had wheels on it. And it was pulling, going down Lancashire into Universal. I was just like, oh my God. I was like, look, there's Conan O'Brien driving down the street in a desk. Right at Lancashire and Cahuenga, actually. I'm like, okay, that's an LA thing. You just see Conan O'Brien pulling up beside you, driving a desk. It was just funny. But I don't think he's particularly funny. But, different strokes for different folks. How many years is he going to host this? Well, we don't want to get like a copyright strike here, so I'll turn it down. But hey, I'm not monetized anyway, so it doesn't matter. But we're trying to get those watch hours up. So everybody, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed. And just keep rewatching on the replays as much as you can. Just comment, thumbs up every video. Even if you give me a thumbs down, it's engagement. I got to get those watch hours up and say that I did it. And then just be able to breathe a sigh of relief that I was able to do it. Because you know what? Life is short, people. Do what you want to do. Well, I guess I'm going to go watch, even though I miss the beginning. Jeez. Thanks for letting me know, whoever in the chat let me know that it started an hour early this year. Oh my God. Oh well. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. And I love you all.